Welcome to the Fight Night Daily podcast from the tennis stadium here in Dubai. I'm Gareth and Davies, Spencer the Omen Oliver with me as always. Behind us, the IBA World Championships 2025 going on. 500 athletes, 118 nations, $8 million in prize money. The tournament is underway. It's semi-final day today. We'll be at the finals on Saturday as well. We've got a pro event tomorrow night. Kubrat Pulev, Spencer, defending the WBA regular title against Murat Gassiev, stepping up from cruiserweight, one of the great, strong, a small Russian tank of a fighter, rather like you. Those two have won the case to defend the WBA regular title in Lausanne, they explained yesterday. Frank Warren wanted Moses Tauma to fight for that title in December in Manchester. Obviously fights Jermaine Franklin now in January. How are you finding the tournament, first of all?
Yeah, the tournament's fantastic. Listen, when I was boxing in the amateur days, speaking to Paul Smith about this, you know, you go around, you're travelling around the world like this in the World Championships, and you're struggling to get a tracksuit together, right? They would get sponsorship of tracksuits. They might get them from Sports Direct, might even not be your national colours. I mean, these kids today, some of these are getting life-changing money. I've seen cheques being handed over today, and I think this is for the losers in the semi-finals here today for $75,000.
Fifth, fourth, third, second and first place.
$75,000 today.
Just for the fifth place.
Absolutely, it's quite incredible. So look, it's brilliant for amateur boxing, and that is the grassroots, and that is better for professional boxing because the kids stay motivated and we get the better talent coming through. Like I say, back in the day, you see so many kids that were good, but they went away because they had children young, they had to support their families, there was no money, nothing coming in. Amateur boxing is changing in a big way, and that's great for professional boxing.
It really is, and it's an era-defining time. Not only are people like Deontay Wilder here, who we'll throw to in a minute. Dave Allen's here, Johnny Nelson's here, Paul Smith's going to join us, Duke McKenzie is going to join us. There's a cast list. Ben Whittaker I've seen over there. Manny Pacquiao's here. I'm interviewing him tomorrow for the IBA Forum. We have got a phalanx of stars. They've pulled out all the stops. I even saw your name on the VIP list. Have you been in the VVIP area yet?
Why are you so surprised about that, mate?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I know, it sounded like you was very surprised,
so I
mate.
want to see what it's like in there.
Yeah, I've been.
What's going on in there?
Do you want to borrow my pass?
Where's your free hat?
Do you want to borrow my pass?
I'd love to borrow your pass.
No, it's good. It's chilled in there, mate. But like you say, it's the who's who of boxing that is here. Shows you how serious IBA Pro-Am boxing is. You know, they're putting on great amateur events like the one we've got going on here. Tomorrow night we've got a world heavyweight title fight going on as well. You know, it's about giving, I think that with the IBA, it's about giving these fighters from certain parts of the world the opportunity to, because a lot of fighters get frozen out sometimes because they're too good for their own good. Now, this is the changing of the times, and they're a big player in the game right now, the IBA.
They are, and there's 13 weight divisions here. 13 Russians got through to the semi-finals. Just saying it, that's all. Right, earlier on, Deontay Wilder dropped in. We know what's happened with him at the moment. There's talk about him fighting Oleksandr Usyk potentially next year. He's been called out by Usyk, who was at the WBC convention in Thailand. Have a little listen to what Deontay Wilder had to tell us earlier.
Recently there was a conversation about you maybe heading into the ring with Oleksandr Usyk. Is that becoming more of a conversation? Is this going to happen?
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more of a conversation, a real conversation as that, and boxing is a business, and, sometimes business, you can have solid business and then it falls through, many times you see that, and then most of the times, if we're lucky and God blesses us, we get the great fights and they happen, and great things come from that, great memories for sure. And right now we're definitely in talks of that fight, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Once I get the final say so of how things are and the final details of things, and I know for sure that it's on, then my heart will be pumping, my blood will be boiling, and that's when the excitement happens and get ready to go to camp.
Deontay, Ade here. You look great, by the way. You sound great. It's good to see you in good spirits. Was you surprised by the call out?
I wasn't. I was like, I would be 50-50. I would say that I was 50-50. I never get opportunities. Nobody really ever give me chances. Especially coming up. they always talk about the power and stuff like that, and when you have power like that, you get less chances, and you know, I guess after the losses and stuff, people get brave now. They get brave, they get more confident, and they're willing to call you out a little bit more. It's crazy how you have more chances when people think you're down and out or don't have it than when you're at the top and you're knocking guys out. You know, but I've never left. My mind probably left a little bit. A lot of things was going on in my personal life. I just couldn't manage myself. After 3 therapists and sports psychologists, God is good. That's all I can say. That's why I'm so happy now. I'm just so delighted.
I can hear the bronze bomber coming back in your voice there. You know? I can hear a little bit of the bronze bomber coming back. You know, you mentioned that, you know, negotiations are happening, conversations are happening. Are we so far afield that we have a month, a day, a venue? I mean, Usyk's recent fights have been in the UK and in Saudi. I mean, are we potentially talking about a fight in America? How far afield are we?
Oh man, you got so many details, and I
ask a lot of questions,
but I can't reveal it at this moment. I can't. I mean, I got some of the answers, and some of the answers are blurry and not yet in order. And you know, you just don't talk boxing business when it's immature. And right now is an immature moment in time, or I would say not immature. I would say premature. I would say because it's not nothing really in order at this moment in time, or you know, full effect. So I don't want to announce anything that's still, you know, lingering around of certain things that's going to be in maybe a contract or a negotiation or things like that. So
if
I don't really want to speak on it just yet prematurely.
Sure.
Exactly. You know, I don't want it, because the thing is, what happened is so many people are excited, the fans and stuff. It's crazy. Like, my social media has been going crazy with the comments and the media. And I mean, as far as the, you know, people messaging, and even on in the streets wise and stuff. And one of the things that you don't want to do is false advertise something, get the hopes up, get people hearts and blood boiling and pumping like mines, and then when you put something out there, they're expecting that because they're listening to every word that you're saying, and they're holding it, you know. And then if it doesn't happen, you can lose fans over it.
Fair point, Deontay. Fair point.
So, you know, if it don't happen or something like that. So
Deontay, what are we?
So we're gonna keep it held and wait till when it finally everything is in order, so we can put out a big splash. You know.
I get what you're saying. We're a week away from Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. What have we got here?
Oh man, I mean, that's been a good question. Well, that's been a good question that everybody wants to know, you know. And when I look at the fights and stuff like that, you know, it's good. As I look at it, you know, for the fans, it put boxing still on the map because it keeps boxing relevant. I would say I would put that would be a great term I would put in there. Keep boxing relevant, having exhibition fights like this, different celebrities and different things like that. I look at it as a fun thing for fans and stuff like that. I don't really take it seriously, you know, because, you know, we in the business of boxing. That right there is just, you know, exhibition stuff. But I'm hearing they say it's a real fight. But yeah, it's a real fight because both guys are getting in there fighting. I mean, it's gonna be. But other than that, I mean, you know, as far as a boxing sense of what we're looking at and all these guys and stuff like that, you know, how real it is, or what it will elevate to, you know, and things like that. Exhibition, you know, I'm still the one that be thinking certain things are scripted as well too. So, but we'll see, you know. I always say may the best man win, and main thing about it, may those guys go in there and have a hell of a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, having a great time, a lot of fun, and getting out there safely, and having great memories that have been built behind it to last forever.
Deontay Wilder, it's been a joy having you on with us back here in London. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys, and you always know, Bob Squad!
Fascinating stuff there, the Omen. from Deontay Wilder, looking long, lean and ready for action again. What do you make of the things he's saying?
Yeah, do you know what? It was very interesting what he was saying there, about, getting back to the top again. I actually spoke to him off camera after that interview to go a little bit deeper into what he was talking about there, about his troubles outside of the ring that were showing up in the ring. And he said he understands people being judgmental. So I said I was guilty of that as well. I said I was a guy that said, you know what, looking at the Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker, against Zhele Zhang, I say it was a shadow of your former self, a shell of your former self. Even went as far to say you're as a shot fighter. I was a bit worried about saying that to him actually, but you know what? He took it so well.
He's in a great frame of mind.
Yeah. And he said, listen, when you got problems outside of the ring, and as an ex-fighter, you leave a stone unturned. When that bell rings, ding ding, straight away you think, oh no, you don't believe in your own confidence, your own ability. And that was what was going on. He said he had personal troubles outside of boxing that he didn't want to go into. He's talking about family, close friends, betrayal. He was talking about
sheep
in
wolves'
absolutely.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
And he's been trying to find himself, rediscover himself again. And he said he's got that now. And he said I don't want to talk about. Well, I do want to talk about Oleksandr Usyk 2026. We're in negotiations. That fight is going to happen if they can come up with the right numbers, but they are in negotiations for that fight. He said, I don't want to talk about performances because it's down to me now to deliver the performance in the ring because of my recent performances. You're all right to judge me on what you're saying, that I'm a shot fighter, but I'm going to show you something different.
And also, I had a chat to him off camera as well. I said, what did it feel like when they rang you up to say Usyk's calling you out at the WBC conference? He said, I got my phone and I was pacing up and down. He said, I felt the electricity in myself. What he also said was, I'm not going to jump the gun. He was on White and Jordan as well, wasn't he? I'm not going to jump the gun because there's a lot of hurdles to get through, like you say, getting the numbers right. But Oleksandr Usyk wants to close the era, doesn't he?
He does.
In 20 years' time, we'll look back and those that weren't covering this era will go, look, he beat Anthony Joshua twice. He beat Daniel Dubois twice. He beat his big rival, Tyson Fury, twice. And he beat Wilder. He's rounded the era, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly
has.
If
he beats him.
Absolutely. And from Deontay Wilder's point of view as well, and he was talking about this to me as well, saying, look, politics have got in the way of these fights from happening. Yeah, I had the great trilogy with, Tyson Fury, the fights that took a lot out of both of us.
3 times
yeah,
Fury,
3
not
times,
twice.
That's what I said, yeah.
3 times,
I was correcting you in a nice way. Yeah, exactly.
You were, thank you, sir.
No, pleasure. Yeah, but he said, look, I want that Anthony Joshua fight. He said, we're talking about that fight. Breaking news for you here as well. We're talking about that fight happening in Africa. That's a big fight for me and AJ. I know he wants it. I want it. He said politics, different TV stations, broadcasters, promoters have got in the way of these best fights happening. He wants this era to be remembered like Ali, Foreman, Holmes, Fraser, where the best box the best. Let's hope that we still get those fights.
No, I was right. What I meant was Usyk fought him twice.
Right.
Wilder did fight Fury 3 times. You're absolutely spot on. The final thing that he did talk about was it's not a real fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, which we're at next week, by the way, for talkSPORT in Miami. A weird circus-like fight. He says it's not a real fight, and it isn't, is it?
Well, he said that he believes that it can only be an exhibition because, as I've been saying about this fight, he said there's levels to this game. And if they both go in there, and yeah, Jake Paul's done well to do what he's doing, but you're talking about levels, you're talking about sort of area levels going in against a world-class operator. Forget these coming off a loss to Daniel Dubois. He said this is about levels, and if they go in there and the bell rings and it is a real fight, it's going to be serious trouble for Jake Paul, and he's right in what he says there. He believes it'll be an exhibition. Let's see. We'll only see. We'll only know that when the first bell rings.
We will indeed. I love your energy today, Omen. Let's bring Paul Smith in, who's a guest of honour out here, not only for talkSPORT, but also for the IBA. Let's bring Paul in. Paul, got to ask you, I think you were a medalist at the Commonwealth Games, weren't you? I think it's your mum decided after that, when you knocked out a Canadian, that she worried about what his mum was thinking. She never watched you live again. Similar to this?
Similar to this, the Canadian was at England against Canada when I was a kid. The Commonwealth Games, I lost to the Canadian in the final, John Pascal. But my mum actually came to that one, watched me as I walked to the ring, waved from the top of the Manchester Arena, walked out. And then when I was getting my medal, she come in to watch the presentation, but she hates the boxing.
Yeah, do you know, you're talking about these games, I mentioned just there, Paul, we never had the funding in Britain, and that was always a tough thing. Like that, right down to not being able to get kit. You know, we'd rock up in a tracksuit that weren't even our national colours. Did it improve from my time to yours? I know yours wasn't much longer after mine. I was 94. You were, what, 2002? Yeah, so did it improve in that time?
Yeah, so funding had just come in. I think at the time in the Commonwealth Games, I'd won the ABAs. I was on the C funding. A is the top, B is obviously second, and C is the funding. I think I was getting about £750 a month. But I had a lot of my dad's friends, and my mum and dad always supported me, and I had a couple of sponsors, and you need that to get by in the amateurs. But once I got a silver, it went up then. I think I was on about £1,800 a month just to be an amateur in box, and I was absolutely buzzing with it. But it didn't stay long because they got rid of my weight limit then. They removed 71 kilos, so I turned pro.
Right, let's bring it to the present day. What do you think about the fact they've got this 8 million, as Spencer alludes to, £8 million in funding for the top 5 in every one of the 13 weight divisions? It's been incredibly well organised. 500 athletes, 118 nations. Not in the Olympics at the moment, but they said they're setting their stall out to create a new era. They've got Pro-Am. They're going to do bare knuckle. They said they might even do MMA events. What do you make of Umar Kremler's vision?
I think it's great. I've just asked what the age limit is on it, so I can maybe come back and have a go.
So it's a bit of breaking news here. What's going on?
No, I wish this was all in when I was fighting. We always do. It's at the risk of sounding like one of them bitter ex-football players who were commentating, saying it wasn't like that in my day, but it's great for boxing. I've got a son who's 19 now.
How good is he?
He's good. He's national champion. He's boxed for England. He's entered the ABA championships this year for his first year.
Weight division, please.
He's lightweight, featherweight, lightweight. So he's gone up to 60 kilo now.
What were you as an amateur then?
At his age, I was like middle 71 kilos. So I was a bit heavier and a bit bigger. But I laugh and joke with him. I say I was better than him at his age, but he was better than me after only 40 fights.
Is he going to be the best Smith we've seen?
I hope so. The youngest one out of us, I think, is in the brothers. So I think a younger one coming through again should learn off all the good and the bad, not make the mistakes. And it's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he could. But something like this for him would be great. Coming over, entering the championships, knowing that if you win, you're getting a couple of $100,000 in dollars just to win as well. And
it's amazing that, isn't it?
Yeah, you're basically a pro without being a pro, so you can get to concentrate on being a top amateur as well. I'm all for it.
How brilliant is that news, by the way? You know, we had that amazing era of the Smith brothers all going through, winning British, Commonwealth, European, world titles, cleaning up in all the different weight divisions. Now we've got a new generation coming through.
Well, not only that 3 of the family have fought the pound-for-pound best in the world with Canelo. 2 of them have been in against Canelo. He was in against Andre Ward. I mean, it's extraordinary. What is in the water in the Smith household, and what is in that blood?
It was dinner time in our house. That was the battle. Stephen lost challenging for the world title twice against Sosa and Pedraza. And both of them went on to fight Lomachenko as well. Like, that's how close he was to almost doing that one as well.
Incredible lineage. Do you ever sit there as a family?
Stephen Ladd's boxing as well. He's actually he's had a few skills belts. He's got his first proper bout next week, and he's talented. Amazing. He's very much like his dad on his feet. Really he's got good movement.
Poor old Margaret, because the grandkids and she's going to be going through it with your mum is Margaret, by the way. She's going to be going through it with the flaming grandchildren now. Maybe swear.
Yeah, she is. But listen, she hates it, but she knows what it gives young lads and girls as well now. Discipline and fitness and respect and everything else. So it's going good.
Look, let us up. We're going to bring Dave Allen in a minute. It's always no, don't go yet. We want your view on. We've just listened to Deontay Wilder there. He's in great form. Does that work, that Deontay Wilder-Oleksandr Usyk fight?
I don't think it works personally, but I'm not against it. It's Usyk getting a chance to sort of clean up the division, so in 20 years' time, we look back at the record books and he beats every good heavyweight or former current champion at the time out there. It'll be a bit like Trevor Berbick and Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes. People will just see the win and not necessarily that he was at the very, very end of his career as Wilder is. No disrespect to him whatsoever, and I just think it's a routine win for Usyk should it happen.
Absolutely. So Muhammad Ali, Floyd Patterson, Joe Calzaghe, Roy Jones Jr. It's always happened in boxing, isn't it? Because people do get an idea on the legacy they want.
Yeah, listen, it's all about timing, isn't it? I always say with Ricky Hatton, God bless him, whether he'd beat Costa-Zoo a year earlier or not, timing was perfect. Yeah. Costa-Zoo wasn't finished, by the way, but the timing was spot on.
But you know what it is, Paul? I think that going back to those days then and everything else, it was always about who was going to get the 60-40 split, what broadcaster was it on, different promoters not getting on with different promoters. And I think that, you know, you can't deny with Riyadh Season and Turki Al-Sheikh coming into boxing, he's got the best fighting, the best. And I believe that if they would have come into boxing five years earlier, I think we would have seen all these fights and we've probably seen them twice over.
Absolutely, and I think now with it being here, even if it dies down a bit, there's a proven mythology there. There's a proven way of doing things. You don't have to be tied to one promoter to be able to get a certain fight. You can stay with your promoter and still get the fight because they're willing to work together now, providing that the money's right.
Have you been in the VIP area yet? Because he's not wearing his cap, but have you been in there?
When I grow up, I want to be Spencer. Spencer gets everywhere.
Hey, listen.
Spencer's a Scouser, he gets in everywhere.
All right, I'm going to drop it. Yeah, I am Scouser. That was the first thing, but I'm going to drop it now. Yeah, he has been in the VIP because I see him eating burgers in there. And I saw him eating Oldham pastries. Was it pastries? You had a coffee?
All right, do you want to tell the real truth? You know why I'm eating that? Because the food in the hotel I cannot touch.
Terrible,
but you're having 3 plates each meal and I can't touch it.
Well, go on,
So
disappear
I'm
back
fasting.
to the VIP area. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you, Paul, as always. Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Mate. Thank you, mate.
Well, from one heavyweight opinion person to another,
I'm standing
Dave
on the edge
Allen,
of the steps here. I'm
our
scared
2
of heights,
stars
mate.
of talkSPORT, former boxers. Come on. Oh, that's better.
I'm going to go now.
Oh, go on, go
mate.
down there, will
If
you?
he goes down
Just
there,
don't
he's
fall
still taller than
backwards.
me.
Or Dave Allen, how are you? What's it like to be on the VVV VIP list over here in Dubai?
It's fantastic, actually. Yeah, I've never been to Dubai before. That's been amazing.
What's Dubai like?
I've not seen too much. I've not really left the room that much, really. Calvin dragged me to the mall earlier. But I very rarely leave my house or Doncaster, so I've really pushed the boat out here.
So having butler service, laundry service, bed turned down, all those things, you're loving the experience?
It's an amazing experience. I'm very grateful and thankful to be here.
Let's talk about the IBA very quickly. Sorry, Spencer.
No, go on.
IBA very quickly. How well do you think the tournament's set up for these guys? We mentioned to Paul Smith, Spencer talked about prize money. These guys fought in the amateurs, you did as well. What will it mean to these 500 young athletes from 118 countries?
The standard is very good. I've been watching the boxing, watched a lot of the fights. The standard is very, very good. Does it a disservice. I watched a guy yesterday, a Russian guy, Evgeny Kul. He's one to watch out for people watching. Evgeny Kul is called, unbelievable talent. This kind of platform for amateur boxers and the finances that it brings is unbelievable and a massive help. So a lot of people are turning pro too soon, in my opinion, at the minute. This hopefully will give people more chance and more time to develop further.
We're going to jump on from the amateurs for a moment. We had Deontay Wilder on earlier talking about the fight with Oleksandr Usyk. You can tell he wants it. This fight's not made at the moment. What do you make of it?
It's funny because 8 weeks ago, all the talk on the internet was Deontay Wilder against Dave Allen. So now he's on about fighting Oleksandr Usyk. So it's funny how things work out, innit? So I don't think he's the most deserving heavyweight at the minute in the world. Wardley.
Deserved you, though, you're saying?
I don't deserve him.
But can you understand, Dave? I think cause I just was having a good chat with him off air there, and we were talking about fights, and he said actually the fight was presented to me like Usyk because they all wanted to box the best boxing, the best. And Usyk feels that Deontay Wilder is that name that should be on the record. And you go like, Wilder sort of earned his stripes as well, and you go, yeah, he's looked terrible in recent performances, which I said to him, and he said, and he understands that. He said, look, people, of course, they're going to judge me on that because on the surface of it all, forget the problems I had, which I don't want to talk about because that's all where. He said, I have to prove myself in the ring, but on the surface of it all, you know, I get that opportunity again, and you can understand that, can't you? Because it would have been a massive fight.
Yeah, I don't begrudge Oleksandr Usyk having a voluntary. He's fought everyone and beat everyone, so he deserves a voluntary. Deontay Wilder, I think beating Wilder would complete the set. The set for me, Joshua Fury Wilder, the best of the heavyweights of this generation before Usyk came along and just tore it all apart. So I think commercially it's probably the biggest fight for Usyk at the minute. In terms of a challenge, Wilder's still probably the biggest punching heavyweight in the world, but on recent performances, yeah, it's one of them where you're a bit like, I'm not too sure.
Talking about big fights, can I ask you both about the Teofimo Lopez-Shakur Stevenson press conference yesterday? They went back and forth. It's a massive test for Shakur, stepping up to lightweight. It's to light welterweight, super lightweight. The opportunity for him to show that he can fight Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, these slightly bigger guys. Do you like the matchup? Do you like the way he was with Teo yesterday?
I'm not interested in press conferences, really. You know, it's all very.
God, you're controversial.
I wouldn't say so. I just think they're boring, really. It's all theatrics and Coronation Street-esque. In terms of a fight, it's one of the best fights you could have in boxing. It's 2 pound-for-pound talents. They're two of the very, very best in the game. Shakur Stevenson, you know, arguably the best super feather lightweight the last 10 years. Teofimo Lopez just beat Barboza, you know, who beat Cattrall. You know how good Jack Cattrall is. Yeah. So these are two of the best fighters in the world taking each other on at their best. They're both in their prime and taking each other on. I think it's probably the best fight in boxing that's made currently.
Yeah,
do you agree, Spence?
I totally agree with it. You know, you're talking about 2 pound-for-pound fighters here. Yeah, they're in different weights. And Shakur is, you know, he's striving for greatness. That's what he's doing here. He's stepping up in weight and boxing Teofimo, and I think he does it as well. By the way, I think he's not just a slick boxer. He's cute. He's shown that he's tough as well, and he can grind it out. And I just think he finds a way to figure things out. And Teofimo is great
he's a
boxing
bull
IQ
as well,
well,
isn't he? And he's a bigger
bull, but
man.
I just think that the extra finesse is with Shakur, and I think he'll pull off a memorable victory. It's a great fight.
Do you guys think that Shakur, with a victory in this fight, obviously the manner the manner of the victory, if he gets it, will project him? Is he capable of going to the number 1 pound for pound in the next 3 or 4 years?
I think if he beats Lopez, he has to enter the top 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Lopez for me is an exceptional fighter at the very top of the sport. So if Shakur Stevenson's picking up another world title in another division against one of Lopez's standing and ability, he has to be all right in them conversations. I think he already is for talent, but now this really would start putting together a CV that is pound for pound top 5, definitely top 10 worthy.
Were you having a little push and a pull there while we were
I tell you
chatting,
what, Paul Smith tried to pull my trousers down, mate, and I'm standing on the edge of the steps, and if anyone knows me, knows I'm scared of heights, and I thought I was going to go down there. That was all it was. I had a little wobble, a little moment, but I'm back. My trousers are back up. We're good. Carry on.
Final one for me for now, guys, for both of you. We've got Kubrat Pulev against Murat Gassiev tomorrow night. We'll be here with another podcast and lots of interviews. There's a massive cast list that we're going to have on the podcast and on the boxing YouTube channel at talkSPORT. We're here to be busy for the entire 3 days. Murat Gassiev and Kubrat Pulev, WBA regular title. The winner, purportedly, will face Moses Tauma if he beats Jermaine Franklin. Both of your opinions on Jermaine Franklin for Moses Tauma, and do you like either of these guys against Moses, maybe in the spring of next year? Dave?
The Franklin fight, I think, is a good fight. I think it's the perfect fight, actually. Franklin's very good, very tough. I think underrated by a lot. I see lots of people saying that Tauma's going to go straight through him. I don't think that would be the case at all. I was with Moses last week in Monaco, actually, and he's aware that Franklin, will be a tough man to get out there. I think he has extreme confidence, Tauma, supreme confidence. I've never seen anyone at such an age carry themselves in such a way. I think he's a future superstar. I think he beats Franklin, and then he goes on and beats the winner of this, and possibly goes and beats everyone.
So Dave's saying that he beats him. I agree with it. I think he stops him inside 12, in my view, maybe even inside 8 or 9. If he does that, are we talking about him in a different way next year?
I think we talk about him in a big way anyway, don't we? If he delivers,
he goes 12 rounds with Franklin.
But what I'm saying is, if he delivers what we all believe he's going to deliver, then we're all right in what we say. But what Jermaine Franklin does do is he gives him rounds for sure, because he's tricky, he's short, he's hard to hit, he's hard to pin down, and it'll take Moses a little time to work out. And he may take Moses 12 rounds, and that will be so valuable for him when he steps up to that next level. And the next fight will possibly be the winner of this one for the WBA regular title. So the roadmap is mapped out.
One word answer from both of you. Is he a world champion by the end of next year?
If he gets the opportunity, yes.
That's 5 words. Or maybe 10.
I said them all with no commas or full stops. So
Okay.
that's all
one word. All jumbled together. What do you reckon?
Moses Tauma, 2026 world champion.
I agree. What's up next for you, Dave? You said you wanted a gimme, not a gimme. You said you wanted to get some rounds in, knock someone out, earn some money, get back in the win column. When and who?
May 2026, we're going back to Sheffield Arena. We've got 8,500 there last time. I would like to set 10,000 there.
Nice.
I would like to fill it I don't think Sheffield Arena's been full since the days of Nassim Hamed, so why not, eh? Why not?
And who?
Gareth A. Davies.
Anyone.
Not me ever.
Gareth A. Davies.
Anyone. So we get a win in March. We go back to Sheffield, and I picked Makhmudov because he looked the part. It was scary, and everyone wanted to come watch me take on this beast. So we're going to find the biggest, baddest man we can get, and we go again.
The funny thing is, I've heard that Makhmudov might be the warm-up opponent for Tyson Fury. It's not confirmed yet, but they're looking at him. Do you like that?
I think it's a good fight for Tyson. I think Makhmudov, He's a name in the UK now after beating myself, and he's a very good fighter, but he's not good enough to beat Tyson Fury. So he's the perfect man, in my opinion.
What do you reckon, Spence?
Yeah, listen, it's a great opponent for Tyson Fury to come back with, because I think what we'll find out from Tyson Fury's side is if he's got anything left, because Makhmudov will bring the fight to him. He's heavy-handed, you know, and he comes to fight. So we'll find out exactly what Tyson Fury's got left, and I think so for that reason alone, perfect comeback fight for Tyson Fury.
They're going back to their butler service, back to the VIP area. I'm going to go and do some more interviews. You've been watching the Fight Night Daily podcast. Spencer Oliver, Dave Allen, my thanks to Paul Smith and also Deontay Wilder. We will see you tomorrow, if not later.